Okay, so let's start with the session. So yesterday, as I mentioned, we discussed about uh, basically how to create write queries to create databases, write queries to create constraints, write queries to assign foreign key, primary key mapping, those type of things we did. Now, does anyone of you remember what is a composite key? Anyone remembers what is a composite key? We discussed this yesterday. What is a composite key?
It is formed using two columns when there is a private key missing or if there's a duplicate.
Yes. So basically, when you don't have a primary key, a single column which can be called as a primary key, what you do, you create basically composite key. So let me show you how this works. Okay. So first of all, let's say I have this book ID. Let's say I have a table with book ID. Okay. And suppose I have this member underscore ID. And let's say I have some okay. So let me increase the font size. So suppose in this particular table, right, you guys can see the table, right?
Yes.
Okay. So suppose we have this particular table. We have a book ID of 101 here. Okay. And we have let's say book ID of 101, 102, 101. Sorry, 101. Okay. Suppose something like this is there. Let's remove all this. I mean, let's not go in that detail. Suppose this is a table and you have okay. So you have this book ID. Now this book ID a primary key of this table?
No.
No. Why? Because it is not distinct, right? This 101 is repeating. And let us say in the member ID, what do we have? This is 1, 1, and 2. Okay. So basically, member 1 has two books, 101 and 102, and member ID 2 has one book, 101. Tell me, is this a valid table or not? Is this a valid table or not? Because
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
but how will we create? Because it does not contain any primary key. So what will we do? So I'll say for book ID, there is no. If I say book ID as a primary key, it is not a primary key. Member ID as a primary key is not a primary key. But I can say book ID and member ID. This pair is unique. 1011, 1021, 1012. Right. So this if I combine these two, this is a unique pair. And then you can say when you combine these, now it is not necessary that you combine only two variables. You can combine 4, 5, 6, any number of variables. Okay. So you can do that. Now, so this is called a composite key, which we discussed yesterday. Now let's discuss how to create, basically how to write a query to create this composite key. Suppose there are two methods to create it. The first method is by creating the parent table, and the second method is by creating the I will say, suppose we have to reference it using a child key. So first of all, I will explain you using parent key. So let's go to Postgres. Okay. So how will we write down this as? Suppose we will say create table. Okay. Let's say book. I'll say borrow. Okay. And then I have to give few variable name. The first variable is book underscore ID. Okay. Now tell me, will I call this a serial that we discussed yesterday? Auto increment. Will this be auto increment or not? The data type of this, will it be serial or not?
See, it can be serial. Yeah.
Why it can be and why it cannot be? Tell me. Give me
It
reason.
can be serial. Yeah,
Don't tell me yes or no. Tell me with reasons.
it can be serial if the librarian wants to have a incremental number for all the books he's entering into the databases, or and if the librarian thinks that he wants to have the actual book ID, if the publisher itself has a book ID and he wants to enter that, then he cannot have a serial on it actually. Yeah.
Can you repeat the last line?
Yeah. So if the librarian thinks that he wants to enter the book ID, which is given by the publisher itself, which is something on the book itself, that he cannot have incremented actually. So it's going to be something
No,
with the author.
no. If you see the book ID column, do you see any repetition in any book ID?
It is, yeah.
One not one, it's getting repeated.
Because
Yes.
book ID is getting repeated, it cannot be auto
It
increment.
cannot be serial.
Serial is only for primary key when there are all the unique and distinct values. This is a very important concept. So here you cannot write auto increment or serial. This is the first learning, that whenever you have to write auto increment, serial, those things, that column need to be unique. All the values in that column need to be unique. Okay. So
Understood.
we cannot write it serial. So what will we do? We will write down it as int. Okay. And we can say that book ID cannot be null. So I can write down not null. Okay. Is this much clear? Any doubt in this one? Any doubt, anyone? Now let us create the next part as well. I have to create member ID. So member ID will also follow similar rules. Okay. It will be int, it will be not null. Okay. So far I have created two variables. But I have not created the primary key. See, I have not mentioned any because none of them is primary key. So how will I write down a primary key? So I will have to mention primary key. Okay, I'll explicitly mention it whenever there is a composite key, and in brackets I will write down how I am creating. For example, I'm saying book underscore ID, okay, and comma member underscore ID. Okay, now this becomes a primary key. Okay, do you guys understand this? So let's run this. So table is created. Now let's try to insert values into. Let's see that how to insert. For example, I do insert into borrow. Okay. I have to insert book underscore ID. I have to insert member underscore ID. Okay. And then okay, so this much. So how will I enter the primary key? So you don't need to enter a primary key here because primary key is basically combination of this. So whenever you try to enter any value which is a duplicate of these two, it will give an error. So we'll see that. Okay. So let's see that values. Okay. So I will say my book ID, suppose it is 101. Okay. My member ID is 1001. Okay. I just enter this. Will this go through? Yes or no?
Yes, there's no duplicate, so
There's no duplicate, right? So it will go through. Okay. So let me then select star from borrow. So let me see what table is created right now. So I have this 101, 10, 101. Now I can duplicate. Can I duplicate book ID?
yes.
Yes.
I can duplicate book ID. Okay. So I can say that I'll say, let's say 101, but this needs to be different. Okay. Now when I try to enter this, it will run, and let's see, when I run the query, I'll see that a duplicate book ID is created. But what is the catch? The member ID is different. Similarly, I can enter different member ID. But right, but let's say if I try to enter both of these same 101 and 1001. Okay, let's say I try to enter this. Will it run?
It won't.
No.
Because of duplicate.
No, error will be thrown.
Give a primary key error. See? Okay. Understood this concept? How to create a primary key, basic composite key while creating this particular code. Okay, suppose, so this was the first way of creating a basically a composite key. Now suppose I want to create a child table which references this, so let's say this is a parent table, right? This is my parent table. I want to create a child table which which has a foreign key which is composite. Okay, right now we have a primary key which is composite. I want to create a foreign key which is composite which should refer to this. So how will I do that? I will say, let's say create table, let's say this is member book, I can say, let's call it payments, for example. Okay, people paying various payments here. Okay, so I will say this. Now what will happen in this? Now this table is separate, so this will have, for example, a primary key payment underscore ID which is serial, okay, and which is primary key. Okay, this much is there. And suppose it has so it has book ID. Okay, it has book ID and it has member ID. Tell me, is it necessary for me to write not null here? If you see, I have written not null here, but I have not written not null here. Why so? What I'm trying to create a foreign key which maps to this particular table, book ID and member ID. So tell me why I'm not using not null here. I've told this thing.
Primary key may have null values.
Primary key cannot have null values.
Foreign key can be null. And
Foreign key can be null because these are
Foreign key may have null values.
So these are supposed to be the primary keys, right? That's why they are not null. But this is a foreign key which I'm creating. So this can be null. Okay, is it clear? Now how will I create the mapping? I will say foreign key. Okay, then what is my foreign key? It is book underscore ID and it is member underscore ID. Okay, this is my foreign key variable that I. And how do we refer to any primary key through a child table? References. We discussed about this yesterday. References. So this is referencing what? Borrow. And what in borrow it is? Is it referencing?
Book ID, member ID.
Book underscore ID.
Member underscore ID.
Member underscore ID. Okay. So this is how this particular table will be created. Now let me just run it and check. It got created. So all clear. Now if you want, you can add on, delete, cascade, and all that you can add. But do you guys understand now how to create composite keys through while creating tables? Anyone, any doubt? For those who are watching for the first time, what is serial? I don't know. Can you play? So serial we discussed in yesterday's class. Serial basically means auto increment. It means that there cannot be a duplicate value. So for example, let us say you have whenever you have a primary key or something, so you have numbers like 101, 102, 103. So auto increment is called serial. So whenever you have numbers in auto, now whenever, so a primary key is always a serial, because it is I mean, sorry, it is not necessary to be a serial. What we discussed, all serials are primary key, but all primary key are not serials. Do you guys remember from yesterday's class? Am I speaking right or not? All primary keys are serials and all serials are not primary key. Did I say right or wrong? All serials are primary key. Okay, so this should be the right statement, because what is the property of a serial? Property of a serial is that it should auto increment. Okay, it should never repeat, it should keep on incrementing by a particular for example, be it 1 by 2, whatever. So it is always distinct. Okay, now primary key, the property of primary key is that it should be different. It is not mandatory that it should form a serial. Okay, they can be distinct number. For example, if I say 101, 1001 and 1, they can be a part of a primary key. Okay, but they do not form a serial here right now. Okay, so that is the point. So all serials are primary key. Okay, but all primary key are not serials. All good? Anyone, any doubt? Okay, so this was the concept of creating a database. I think we completed it. Now there is time, as I mentioned yesterday, today is a live quiz. Okay, and we will have a small assignment as well live in the class in the first half. In the second half, we will discuss about the logical operators. Okay, so do one thing. What you have to do, you have to basically go and scan. So let me just first of all stop presenting this. So I'm sharing in the meeting link here a link. Okay, so let me know if you guys can open this quiz on your systems, on your laptop. Just click on this. I've shared a link. Let me know if you guys can access it.
It is coming blank.
Do you see anything now? Does it ask for any name?
Yes, it is asking for name.
Yeah. So ask, enter your name and please click join. I see only 5-6 people have joined. Please, everyone join this. Anyone who is not able to join? Okay, so basically I have 25 MCQs. Okay, each you will get 20 seconds to answer each MCQ. Okay, 20 seconds, make sure. Okay, you will have 4 options and you'll have to choose the correct. Everything is based on whatever we have discussed in these 3 sessions, or this is the 4th session. Okay, so just apply your knowledge. Okay, and we will see like who remembers what, like all those things we will see. So everyone has joined this, right? Shall I start the quiz? Anyone who has not joined? Okay, so I'm starting the first question. You will get it right now only. Okay, so yes, so I've given you the first question. You guys, can you see? So I gave the answer. Okay, 60% people answered the first option, which is incorrect. Fact table does not contain the descriptive information about dimensions. It stores measures and keys to dimension tables. We discussed about that. So if you see the leaderboard, only 4 people have corrected it. Okay, so now I'm showing the next question. Okay, be ready. Now, yes. So now I've given the second question. Okay, so time is up. So let's see how many people corrected it. So the right answer was option 3, to describe attributes of measures in the fact table. Okay. See, dimension is just a static table. So it is not used to define relationships. Okay. So if we see the leaderboard, you can see the leaderboard right now after. So we have 25 questions. So try to improve your score. Okay. So shall I move ahead for the third question? Okay. Yes, so third question is live now. This you should be able to answer. Yeah, this I expected everyone to answer correctly. So you have 5, 4, 3. Okay. So the correct answer is 4. We just discussed. Composite key is a combination of 2 or more columns, which is used as a primary key. Okay. So few people answered option A. It is incorrect. It is not a foreign key. Okay. Now, so the leaderboard, we see this. Okay. Now let's move. Okay. So let's move ahead. Question number 4. What type of relationship is established between a fact table and a dimension table? So the correct answer should be many to one. Remember, dimension table contains only, for example, the information about a person. For example, it can contain a person's name, but for, let's say, I want to see how many transactions a person has done, that will be present in the fact table. So for same person, multiple transaction can be present in a fact table. So fact table is many and dimension table is one. So it is a many to one relationship. Okay. So try to think. Okay. So let's move ahead. Now let's see the leaderboard. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Yeah, question 4 is live now. Question 5th is live now. Okay, so for this, it should be, see, the question says restrict the number of rows. Okay, so it has to be limit. What does where do? Where filters, it does not restrict. Where filter karta hai, right? So for example, you have 100 rows, you will filter out the rows through where. You will not restrict. Restriction is done through limit. And someone has clicked order by. Order by is totally incorrect. Okay, so the answer should be limit for this. 89% people have answered correctly, and this is the leaderboard right now. Okay, let's move to the next question. So 5 questions are done today. Total 25 questions. I hope you're enjoying it. So let's move to the next one. Okay. So the poll is locked. The question says, I've given less time so that you think in quick time. Okay. Otherwise, everyone will be able to answer this question. First 10 rows ordered by sales amount in descending order. So option C should be the right answer. Okay. So we have done 6 questions so far. Okay, now let's move to the question number 7. It's live now. Okay, time is up for this. The correct answer is second one. We just discussed how to create a composite key, right? It is column A, comma, column B, column C, and so on. Okay. So now we are done through 8 questions. Okay. Now let's move to the question number 9. Yes. So this is question number 8. Sorry. Okay. Time is up for this. So the right is offset is used to skip rows. It is not used to limit the number of rows. Limit is done through limit, and offset is used to skip the number of rows. Okay. So this is the poll after this. Now let's move to the next question. Okay, so time is up for this question. It should be, so we have to return 5 rows by offsetting 10. So means we have to start from row number 11. So row 11 to 15. So the right answer should be A for this. Okay. So this is the leaderboard right now.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
You have mentioned limit and offset. We need to mention order by also, no?
No,
Without mentioning order by, how we cannot use limit and offset.
no, we can use it. It is not required. Order by just used to sort. If you just want to return top 3 rows, why do you need order by?
Okay.
Okay, order by is just used to sort it. For example, if I ask you, tell me the top 3 people, there you do first sorting, then you do limit because you need top 3. But if I tell you, just tell me return me first 3 rows of the data set, so you don't need an order by there.
Okay.
Okay, so let's move to the next question. Yeah. Okay, so poll is locked. Let's see the answer. So the answer is second. Okay, I hope no doubt in here. Now let's move to the next one. I know time is very less. I have explicitly kept it less, so don't worry about that. So the right answer is none. Okay, because a primary key. So guys, time limit I have kept intentionally 20 seconds. Okay, don't worry. It's just that so that you think and do fast. Nothing. Okay, if you're not able to, don't worry about that. Okay, no one is judging you here. This is just for you to practice in time limit. Nothing else. Okay, so let's move to the next question. So it is supposed to be foreign key because if a table product has a column category that references to in the categories table, which means it has to be a foreign key because it is referencing to someone else. Okay. So now so okay, now we're moving to the next question. Get ready. Okay. Okay. So the correct answer is option A. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Okay. So time is up for this. The correct answer is D. We have to get the second highest. So what we will do, we will remove the maximum value and then we will take the maximum value. So it will give us the result. So now I am moving to the next. So we are done with the 15 question. We have 10 questions remaining. Okay. uh, Try to score however you can. Don't worry about that. No one is although there is leaderboard, don't worry about competing, beating anyone. Okay, just think if you can process and think in 20 seconds or not. Okay, that's why I'm doing this. Otherwise you all can answer all of these questions, trust me. Okay, it's only about time. So I'm starting now. Okay, get ready. Okay, so we are done with this. Let's see the answer. So it automatically deletes all the rows in the child table. We discussed that whenever you delete any row in the parent table, it automatically deletes from the child table. So C should be the answer. Okay. So now let's move to the next question. Okay, so let's see the answer. Answer is fourth. Okay. So let's move to the question number 17th now. Okay, the correct option is text. We discussed this yesterday. Whenever you have to store large information about a documentation, you store it in form of text. Okay, so let's move to the next question is coming. Be ready. Okay. Okay, so time is up. We discussed this yesterday that if you don't mention on delete cascade, what will happen? It will prevent the deletion of the row. When you try to delete anything, it will prevent, it will not let you delete that. Okay, so that's why the option should be option A. Okay, a lot of people have answered foreign key constraint is ignored. That is not correct. Okay, so now moving to the next question, 19th one. So we have 7 questions remaining. So just 7 more to go. So next question is coming now. We do not mention foreign key when we are creating a table. Remember this. When we are creating a foreign key, we just use this references word. Okay, so we don't use foreign key word when we are creating a foreign key in simple PostgreSQL. We do that when we are creating a child table. Okay, and when that too when we are doing for a composite key, not for regular case. So now coming to the next question. So get ready. Okay, so we discussed if you have to store a precise value, you do it using decimal. Okay, so that is the right option. Now let's move to the next question coming. So we have last 5 questions. Okay, okay, the correct answer will be 1 2, because we have to create a company database tracks employee and their managers. Each employee can have one manager. Okay, and each manager can oversee multiple employees. Okay, so from employee to manager, it should be 1 to employee to manager should be 1 to 1 or 1 to many.
One too many.
What does it say? Each employee can have one manager. What does it mean?
1 to 1.
So employee to manager should be 1 to 1, and each manager can oversee multiple employees. So what does it mean? Manager to employee, it should be
1 to many.
1 to many. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why it's the
Yeah.
first option. Okay, you just have to see from where to where it is going and what kind of relationship it is. Okay, so now moving to the next question. Last 4 questions remaining. Okay, so time is up for this question. The right answer is product. Right. So I will give you this quiz after the test. You can revise at home. So don't worry about that. Now let's move to the next question. Last 3 questions remaining. So the question is coming now. Okay. So we just discussed that dimension to fact table, it is one to many relationship. Okay, so dimension to fact, it will be one to many. So a lot of people answered the second option, one to many from fact table to dimension. Is it clear why it is from dimension to fact, not from fact to dimension? Anyone, any doubt in this? Okay, let's move to the last two questions. So next question is coming. So the poll is locked now. The correct answer is option D. Dimension tables are normalized into multiple. We discussed that fact tables are connected to dimension table. When these dimension table can further be normalized, then you call it a snowflake schema. So this we discussed in the first class. Okay. Now coming to the last question of the day. Okay, so time is up for this one. Now, if I reveal, the answer should be C. We do normalization so that we can reduce the data redundancy. We discussed that, right? So now, so all the questions are done. Thanks again, guys, everyone for participating. I know time was less, but that's why I told you in advance that you have to come prepared for this. Okay. So if we see, this is the leaderboard. You guys can see. So Ayush and Shravani, they have scored maximum 17. But okay, if you are, don't worry, I'm not judging who is scoring what. It's totally fine. You should see. I will share the quiz after the class. Okay. You just see how many you are able to answer. So first we need to learn, can we answer things in time constraint? Yes. So that is our first priority. Okay. So I'll share this thing. Now let me share my screen. So how was the test? Tell me. Did it help you revise anything or what?
It's actually really it is good because I
Awesome.
didn't.
So I
This is
understand.
just-
I give without preparation, but it's like, boosting the confidence and really super fun.
Yeah. So main thing is that, see, these type of questions are asked in interviews. These are like theoretical questions which are asked in interviews. I understand it. A lot of people's reading speed are less. Ideally, 30 to 40 seconds would have been good. But see, I just wanted to make you think in the time pressure. Okay. I didn't want everyone to solve 25 correctly, because most of you can solve them correctly if I give you indefinite time. But main thing is to solve them in time pressure. Okay. Similarly for coding problems as well, when you will see, you will always have a time limit. So try to solve. Now these were something which I already taught you. So if you would have revised it multiple times, you would have been able to answer at least, I will say 10-12 questions you would have been able to answer. Most of you guys did it, right? People who scored 17, it's brilliant, to be honest, right? You guys, your concepts are strong. Those who were not able to, just try to. I will share the quiz after the class. You can have them. Okay, we will have more such quizzes in coming. Like we'll have more such coding sessions, coding surprise coding tests. So that's my objective. Be always prepared. Don't feel fall behind. Okay, if you are not able to attend a session on any particular weekends for any reason, make sure you complete the class before coming to the next class. Okay. So okay, so this was the MCQ test. Now this is not a coding test. Now it's just a practice exercise I'm giving you guys based on the database creation that we did yesterday. Okay, after that we will take a small break and we will come back to discuss the topic for today, that is logical operator. So if you see, you guys, I have this link I'm sharing in the chat in the group. I mean, in the chat box. So just download the day 4 files from this. If you go day 4 logical operators, download the PDF from that. Okay. So once you download, let me know. So open, this is the assignment that you have. Yes, you have to open right now in your laptops. You have to write down code in your Postgres or whatever SQL is there. This is just one question. It's a pretty simple question. We did this yesterday as well. So basically you have to create 3 databases given the constraints, constraint, variable name, and relationship. Okay. So you have to create them right now and share the code with me in the chat box. So I will give you 15 minutes for this. I shared the link. If you open the day 4, in the day 4, there is a file known as day 4 PDF, logical operator.pdf. Just open that. Is everyone able to see the file? It's a pretty simple question. We did it yesterday. It's not a complicated. You will be able to write. I'm giving you 15 minutes. Okay.
Hello,
So
hello.
yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, I'm so sorry that I joined the meeting very late, first of all, and also I did not attend the last lecture. So can you tell me just for this assignment right now, particular, we just have to create a table and just perform the foreign key activity. Is that
Yes,
all?
you just have to create the tables. Okay.
Yeah.
And write on the relationship, whatever, how you'll write. Right.
Yep, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Satvik, it's my first day. I haven't gone through the last classes yet.
It's fine. If you have not gone, just wait. I will have after 15 minutes break, I will start a new concept. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
because
this.
I have to go through the last classes first, no, to understand everything.
Yeah,
So I'll
it's
do
fine.
by this week. Obviously, I'll complete all the classes by this week.
Yes,
So
please complete them. But wait, I mean, don't leave the class, because in the second half we are going to start a new concept, new topic.
yeah, that is fine. I'm connected with the class.
Okay.
But I'm just informing that I'm not aware about the last classes and the topics.
We
Yeah.
discuss in the
Right.
class 3. Okay. So
Okay.
so everyone, please, you have 15 minutes. Okay. It must be 9:05 in India. So I'm giving you time till 9:20 p.m.
Okay.
Okay. After 9:20 p.m., I will give a 10-minute break, and then we will start the logical. I'm not going to, and please keep writing your solution in the chat box. Okay. And after that, in the remainder of the class, we will discuss the logical operators. So if you see, there are 3 slides. Okay. And you have to read them, write down the database. 15 minutes maximum I'm giving you. After that, we'll stop. Okay. If anyone is facing any problem, let me know. Okay, you can put comment in chat box. Okay. So we have time is started. 14 minutes are left. So try to complete the assignment in 14 minutes.
We have to import that Excel sheet in PostgreSQL.
No, you don't have to import anything. You just read the PPT that I shared. You just have to create that table with the conditions that I gave. You don't have to import anything. For example, you have to create a students table which has these columns, and these are the properties of that. Okay. Then you have to create a course table which has these columns and it has these properties. And then you have to create an assignment enrollment table which has these columns and hello.
Okay, let me try. Yeah.
So you don't have to import anything. You just need to create based on whatever is given. Just read these slides, you will understand. So 10 minutes are remaining, 5 minutes are over. I have only received one table from 2 people. Half of the time is over. 8 minutes remaining. I mean 7 minutes remaining rather. 5 minutes remaining. Two minutes remaining. So time is up. Please stop coding now. So you guys can take a 10-minute break and we will resume sharp at 9:30 p.m. IST. Okay. I'm not going to tell the solution for this because I've already told everything. You should, if you're not able to solve, you should try it like after class and let me know. And like put in group. If you're not able to do, then I will give the solution. Okay. So there's a 10-minute break. Let's resume at 9:30 p.m. IST. All this we already discussed yesterday. So I'm not going to spend time today on this, but you can put your doubts on group. Okay, if you're not able to solve, or if I will give you the right solution for that. Yeah, please. We have 10-minute break. If someone has any question, they can ask.
So what did we covered in yesterday's lecture?
We created how to create a database, how to map relationships, how to map primary foreign key relationship. Then we discussed on delete cascade, those kind of things we discussed.
So we do have a recorded lecture in the private YouTube list, right?
Yes, it is present.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
This is a part of yesterday's class only. This is like nothing new I've taught today. So everything we discussed yesterday. So
And we still haven't got the platform portal yet, right? For the new students right now to practice the quizzes.
again, because I haven't taught anything like coding yet, right? I mean, once I teach concept, then I will give.
So the Windows function question for the people who had, just practice like, or who
See,
have been.
there are two things. One is normal general community, and you guys are separate. You guys are in a course, right? So whatever I say for a public community does not apply for you. Okay, you guys should go with the pace of this batch only. Okay. So for general community, like there will be, you can give those tests as well. I'm not stopping you, but it's optional for you guys. You guys should follow this particular batch. Okay. Because
Yes.
I have to take care of other people as well. So there I keep on organizing activities. So it's I mean, if you can do it, then definitely participate. I will say that. Okay.
Yeah, so the SQL highest group is for the
It's for the course. It's for the course people
Yeah.
only.
Can you share that practical quiz today? It is happened yesterday and today. Can you share that one in group? Or can we access it in later?
Which thing?
Quiz related question. Can you post it in group? So
Which question are you asking?
that is in common quiz. Today, yesterday and today you opened in that practice.
Practice test you are asking?
Yes, practice test.
Yeah, let the window finish. I will share them. Don't worry.
Sure. Okay.
Anyone who is not able to do this, like those who attended the lectures yesterday, those who didn't attend, please first watch the yesterday's recording, then only you will be able to understand. Okay. It's easy concept. It's not very difficult. Just that a couple of things you need to know. So do watch yesterday's recording. And then today we will start with the, today we will move little quickly because I have to cover logical operators. I have to cover aggregate functions. Okay. So we will be doing that part. So do one thing, those who have done, go, if you check the drive, there is a file SQL class 4 data. Do you see that in the drive? Just download it and create that database in your SQL system. So this is that file SQL class 4 data.pdf. There are two datas. So prepare these two tables in your SQL systems, whatever you are using. And we will start at 9:30 p.m. sharp. We will start in 3 minutes. Please create the database in your tables in your SQL systems. Okay, so where the time is up, so let us start the discussion. Let others join in 1 minute, and we will start now. So please, has everyone created the database in their systems? The tables that I gave, everyone created this? Just confirm me once, please.
Yes, yes, it has been created.
Okay. Can others also confirm if everyone has created the table? Okay, perfect. So I hope first of all, in the first half, we did how to create composite key. Then we had a small quiz, not a small quiz. I will say it's a 25-question quiz, and then we did this, right? So okay, I mean, if you're getting an error, please try to fix yourself because I told everything. If you're still not able to, just put message in group. I will try to help because if I go there, then it will take a lot of time. Okay, so let's start with the discussion of today's class. Today it's a very important class, so we are doing the logical operators. Uh, First of all, we'll try to understand the concept. Concept is pretty simple. I mean, lot of you might already be knowing this, but still. So there are few logical operators which are present. They are basically and or not. We discussed about and or in the class, but now we will discuss them structurally. What is and what is or? Okay, and then there is a between, in, like, is null and is not null. So these are like 5 to 6 logical operators that we are going to come today. First of all, let us discuss about the and operator. So you are given a table basically, which is space underscore mission, something like that. Okay. Now, what is and used for? And a pretty simple, it's English word. It says that whenever you write a query that select star from some, so remember this comes with where clause. Okay, in where clause you have to put a filter. Now you can have multiple conditions. Suppose you have a condition 1, okay, and you have a condition 2. When you want both of them to be true, there you use and. Okay, when you want condition 1 to be true as well and condition 2 to be true as well, and you can keep on adding as many and. For example, you can write down where, okay, C1 and C2 and C3 and keep on, you can keep on doing that. That's all about it. Now if I just try to understand it, so it can combine numeric conditions. For example, if you see here, where, so this is one numeric condition, okay, and this is another numeric condition. Okay, so this will give you that. Now you can also do date. For example, let's say where your date variable is greater than a certain variable. Okay, so this is, so remember this is greater, this is less than, this is greater than equal to, this is less than equal to, all this you guys know. So this is an on and operator. It connects, it enforces relationship between two, that both of them should be true. Okay. Similarly, you have this particular table. Now you are given a table space underscore missions, right? Now tell me what should be the query based on data for this, for first question.
Do we have to write the query or just orally say?
Just tell me. I mean, I will write down, because if you guys just tell me orally or just type in that what you will do. Okay. So if I go here, the first question says find the missions with a payload greater than 5000 kg and launch. So there are two conditions. One condition says payload greater than this, and second condition says launched after 2010. Correct. So how will I write in the SQL syntax? Simply, I will go here. I will say select. So what information do I need? I need missions. Okay. So I will say mission name, and rest all is not provided. So I'll simply write down, right. So select mission underscore name. Okay. This is my table. If I see here, space mission, right? So I have mission name present here. So I'll say select mission name from space underscore missions, right? And where now I have to put a filter. So this is condition 1 and condition 2. Okay. So what is my condition 1? My condition 1 says that payload should be greater than 5000 kg. Okay. So so the first condition will be where payload underscore kg should be greater than 5000. Okay. And what is my condition 2? My condition 2 says that launched after 2010. Now launched after 2010 means, should it be launched after 1st January 2010 or should it be launched after December 31, 2010?
December 31st.
Ideally, it should be 31st December. Okay. Rest, if you have any doubt, you can check with the like whenever you're working on database, you can ask anyone. Your launch date should be greater than, you will say 2010. Okay. And then you will say, for example, this is 12 and this is 31. Like whatever the date format is, you will run. So this will be the query for this part. Okay. You got this result. Okay. Now please solve the question. Write down the query for question number 2. Find the missions that launched after 2000 and lasted more than that. So there are two conditions now. If you see, quickly notice. So you have to satisfy condition 1 as well as condition 2. Okay. So we have discussed this, how to write this code. Please write it down. You can check the question. You have the PDF. You can check from there. Okay. Write down your SQL query here once you write it. So it has two conditions. Remember, it has two conditions. It should be launched after 2000 and lasted more than 30 days. Okay. And second condition is that were either successful or reusable. All these variables are already present in the table. You can just check them. You don't need to create any new variable. So I have put all the flags. Anyone able to solve this question? Question number 2. Find the mission that launched after 2000 and lasted more than 30 days and were either successful or reusable. So the main concept is where to apply and here, how to apply and. That is something you need to think. One more minute, guys. Anyone who is not able to understand, let me know. Okay, please come here. I mean, we cannot spend so much time on this. The condition says that you have two conditions. See, this is condition 1 and this is condition 2. So both of the condition need to be satisfied. Okay, so how will you write down? You will say that select mission name from space mission where condition 1 and condition 2. What does it mean? Condition 1 should also be true and condition 2 should also be true. So it should satisfy both. What is my condition 1? Condition 1 says that launched after 2000, okay, and more than 30 days. So if you, what you will do, what is condition? So you'll create a bracket here, okay. For condition 2 also you'll create a bracket so that it is easy to understand. Now, what is my first condition? My first condition says that where your launch underscore date, okay, it is greater than, I think it is given 2000, let's say 0101 or like whatever 31 you can use. So first is the date condition, and tell me second is inside this is the second condition and or.
And
The first condition says it should be launched after 2000 and second says and it should last more than 30 days. Okay, so last more than 30 days, I'll take this duration days. Duration days. Okay, so I'll say and duration underscore days
Check.
days greater than how much?
30.
30. So this is my condition 1. Okay, now I have to write down my condition 2. What is my condition 2? Condition 2 says that it was either successful or reusable. So there is a use of or here. So it should either be successful or reusable. Now if I go to the data, I'll see is reusable should be true, or is there any success is successful. So one of these should be true. Okay, so what you will write down is underscore successful equal to true. Sorry, it should be true, or what you will write down is underscore reusable equal to true. Is it clear? Is this condition clear to everyone?
Yes.
Now I'll simply run this. I got this result. Any doubt, anyone in this part?
yeah, actually, I did confuse myself by the fact that successful and reusable are the same column. So I did only added the successful is whether true or not, and not the reusable one.
Yeah, so that you had to. I mean, that's what the table mentioned. Okay, so now let's move to the next part. So the and is clear, right? And is basically used to create two things. Now let's quickly do the next part, or operator. Okay, or operator, you understand how do we do or? So remember one thing before you start coding. In or, it is either this or this, or you can say either condition 1 or condition 2. If there is further branching, you need to do something like that. Okay, so think like this. Try to write down code for these both questions. These are pretty simple. We have done them, so I'm not explaining them. And like, it's pretty obvious, right? You need to use or condition, or operator. So on the same data set, solve these two questions. The main concept that you need to master in this, understanding where to apply or, where to apply and how to branch out the conditions, right? That is something you need to understand. Once you understand that, rest part is very easy. Okay, so let's try to code this one as well. Find mission that either launched after 2015 or have payload. So there are two conditions here, correct? So I will say mission name where. So my launch date underscore date needs to be greater than what? 2015. I'll say, let's say 12/31. Okay, or payload underscore kg greater than 5000. Clear? So this is condition 1, this is condition 2, and we are using an or between them. Okay, we got it. Now let's do the question number 2. Find the missions that were either successful or launched before this. Tell me, how will you use it? How will you apply and or here? Write down the code for me. It is exactly similar to what we did just like 2 minutes back.
In first question, like you have mentioned 31st December 2015, wouldn't it be 2016 after that?
Where? It says it should be launched after 2015.
Okay.
So I just say launched after 31 December 2015. It
Okay.
means 2016 only, right? Or you can
Mm.
simply say greater than equal to 2016 0101. That also you can do.
Okay.
That is not like how you alter the date. That's totally up to you. But just understand the concept of how you're using or and. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's do the second question as well. So what do we have? Tell me this. These two conditions will be in or and.
Both conditions.
The
The first one will be in or and the second will be
No,
in or.
tell me the condition between these two statements. Between statement 1 and statement 2. What should be the condition? Or and?
And
It should be and, because they have mentioned that both of them should be true. Okay. So I have to write down a condition 1 and condition 2. Okay. Now let's write down the condition 1. So what is my condition 1? It says that either unsuccessful or launched before 2000. So what will I do? I will say So is underscore successful? So either successful, what have they asked? Either unsuccessful. So unsuccessful means successful equal to false. Okay. And what is second condition? Or launched before 2000. So I'll say launched launch underscore date before 2000. Okay. So it has to be less than 2000 01
01
01. And what should come here? And or
or
because it's mentioned in the query.
query.
Right? So this is the statement 1. Now remember, if you remove the brackets, remember that day we were doing, if you remove the brackets, it will create issue. Okay. So you have to understand which condition is where, and that's accordingly you have to use. This is very important. If you remove the brackets, it will give you incorrect result. So what will it do? It now tell me, if you remove the brackets, what will happen? If you remove the, this will take as left part, and this whole thing it will take as right part. Correct. So but that is not the case. My condition 1 is this, and my condition 2 is this. So I have to write down every condition in a bracket. So make a habit to write down each of the condition in a bracket only, so that you are I mean you're clear in mind. Okay. So what is the second condition? It says that crew count greater than 0 or were reusable. So I'll simply write it down here. Crew underscore count greater than 0. Okay. Is there or and after this?
Or
So here it will come or. Okay. Clear? This is condition 2. This is condition 1. You cannot remove brackets. Very important. Okay. If you remove bracket, it will create separate different results. Launch date. Okay. We got the result. Perfect. So and or is clear to everyone. No doubt about that. Now let's move to the next property. Not operator. So what does not do? Basically, it excludes that. Basically, so let's read about it. What does it say? It says that it exclude rows matching a specific string. Okay. So what? Suppose you are asked a question where tell me the missions which are not funded by NASA. Okay. Basically, this is a negation. Okay. So what you will say? Where not funding agency is equal to NASA. Similarly, missions with payload less than, so basically they're asking us missions with payload outside 5,000. So what does it mean? Payload less than 5,000 and payload greater than 25,000. So what does it mean? My payload not between 5,000 to 25,000. Okay. So not means it excludes row matching a specific numeric range. Basically, not is used to exclude. So what is the syntax of not? The syntax of not is simple, where first of all you will use not. After that you will use the variable name. See, first where not, and then variable name. Not, then where, whatever condition is there. Okay. So please solve the question number 1 and 2 now. Anyone, any doubt in understanding not? How does not work? So find the missions that are not reusable. Okay. So missions that are not reusable, how will you say it? You will say that missions where not is reusable equal to true. Anyone having problem in understanding this logic? So solve the question number 1 and 2 both. I'm giving you like 2-3 minutes.
We can write like not into bracket is reusable. That's it. Like we have to mention it as is equal to true also, because see in the first query, right, where means in the example query that is given, where not and funding agency is NASA. That means we are negating that variable. So our
We are
variable
saying that
is
funding agency should not be NASA. Correct?
yeah, correct. So, but I'm saying for the first, that are not reusable. So we have in that Excel sheet we have the variable as is underscore reusable, and the values are true or false.
Yes.
Okay.
So what will you do?
Got it. Sorry.
You say
Okay.
is where not is reusable equal to true.
Okay.
Make sense?
No, actually, sorry, I'm confused. Not and is reusable. It already negates the is reusable variable, correct?
Tell me, what is the variable in the data set?
Is underscore reusable.
Is underscore reusable. Okay.
Hmm.
If this is true, what does it mean?
Means it is reusable.
If it is false, what does it mean?
It is not reusable.
Not reusable. Okay. So now there are two methods to write it. You can say that where is underscore reusable equal to false. Correct? Equal to false. This also means missions that are not reusable.
Yeah, got it.
But suppose you have to write the negation. I mean, you have to use true. What you will say? Suppose is reusable equal to true. Okay. What does this mean? Tell me what does this mean? Tell me. What does this mean? Is reusable equal to true?
It is reusable.
It is reusable.
So if I have to get items that are not reusable, what will I do? I'll say this should not
as false.
This should not be true. Correct? So what will I do? Not.
Okay.
So whatever the true condition I want it to be false, I'll just write it down.
Just write a not.
A not in front of it. So
Okay.
again, not is not mandatory. You can do a reverse as well, just like we did here, false. But you can use not operator as well.
Okay. Yeah, got
So
it.
whenever you have to use not, first write down the correct query and then add not in front of it. Okay, it will negate it.
Okay.
So suppose you see this question. Tell me missions with payload outside 5,000 to 25,000. Okay. So first tell me what is the payload. What is the query when you have to write payload between 5,000 to 25,000? You will say payload range between 5,000 to 25,000, right? This is the true condition. And when you add not, it will get negated.
Yeah, got it now. Yeah.
Anyone, any doubt? How this negation works? मैंने इतना अच्छा समझा दिया कि समझ में नहीं आ रहा, मतलब बोल ही नहीं रहा कोई. Is it not clear? Tell me.
Sir, clear, very clear.
Okay. So let me just write down the query for this. What will I'll say select mission name from space mission. Okay. So first of all, let's read the question. It says find missions that do not have a payload between 10,000 and 50,000 kgs and were not funded by NASA. Okay. First, what will I do? Let me write the opposite of it. I will write on find missions that have payload between 10,000 and 50,000. Okay. So what will I do? First, missions with payload between 10K and 50K. Correct. And second, funding agency equal to NASA. Correct. We have to negate these two. Am I right? were not funded by NASA and do not have a payload between. So what is the opposite of this? I have written that they had the payload between this and they were funded by NASA. So first of all, let me write down the correct statements. So what will they be? Payload underscore kg greater than how much? You can simply say between 10,000 and 50,000. Okay. And what is the second condition? Funding agency equal to NASA. So I will say funding underscore agency equal to NASA. This was the correct condition. Now what I have to do? I have to negate both of the condition. Right? So what will I do? I'll simply add not and not here. This will be the answer. Anyone, any difficulty in understanding this? Please come up. I know a lot of people are having doubts how this not is working. Tell me, please.
So what if we, in the second funding agency thing, if we not keep that in bracket, so whether still the condition will be fine, right?
Condition will be fine. You guess?
It's
just my habit that I do it.
Yeah, okay, I'm so sorry.
That it's clear.
Can we use also the in keyword, not in? That one also can use.
That
No.
will come ahead. I am just explaining the not word right now. So
Okay,
not
fine.
in is a separate. I'm not using that right now, but you can use that as well. There are multiple methods to write the same code. I'm just telling you how to use not. Suppose you have to write down something using not. So you will first of all write down the correct query and then write not to reverse it. Okay, that's how it works. Any doubt, anyone? All good? Okay, so let's move ahead with the next operator. So we did the not, we did or, we did and we did not. Now we will do between. I think between is clear to everyone. Do we need to spend time on this? Whenever we write between, both of the endpoints are included, remember. So whenever I write down 2010 and 20, like between 5,000 and 25,000, both the endpoints will be included. This is the important part. Rest you guys know, like between lower bound and the upper bound. Okay. So this question you can do practice at your home. This much. Between should be easy for you. Let's move to the next in operator. Okay. So someone just spoke. Can we do in, not in? So this is that part only. So how does in work here? That let me explain you first of all. You say that, for example, a particular variable, when you have to put down a filter saying that a particular variable, let's say variable 1, it should only have the value, let us say A, B, C. You only want to filter, on these values. For example, let us say I say, tell me those people who belong to India or US only. Okay, who belong to India or US only. What will I do? I'll say select star from whatever, where country in. Okay, this is the keyword, where country in. Then I have to provide down a list. Okay, that is in quotes. I will provide that. Okay, it should take these values. So for example, if you see, I have to write down missions funded by NASA, ISRO or ESA. So I have 3 variables. I have 3 values. So what will I do? I'll say where funding agency, use the in keyword. Remember, when do we use in? When we have to validate from a given list. Remember, yesterday we were doing a thing called as enum.
Yeah,
Yesterday we were doing.
yeah.
It is exactly like that, right? Whenever you're forcing it that, okay, I only want those values which are one of these, nothing else.
So, when do we, the question is, when do we use in and when should we use enum? Like, does it
Use
make any
use
difference?
in by default. Don't use enum. Okay.
Okay.
By default, always use it. It will always result. Okay. So now please solve the question number 1 and 2 based on this understanding. Okay. Now see, with in you can use multiple ins, like with combination of n you can apply and or whatever you want to do. Okay. So try to solve both of these questions, question number 1 and question number 2. Question 1 and question 2, try to solve it. Solve the first question, second I will explain, don't worry. Those who are new, they might not be able to solve, but solve the first question first. Okay, so let's go towards solving the question. It says find the missions which were funded by NASA, SpaceX, or ESA. So what does it mean? It could be NASA, it could be SpaceX, or it could be ESA. So if I have to suppose, I have to check here in this particular table, let me show you. What does it mean? It means that I have to filter basically. So data, so I have to filter where is the, so funding agency. So what all funding agency do I need? NASA, SpaceX, and which one?
ESA.
ESA. So what does this? So this query basically means you have to filter down these particular. So this is an or condition. It could be ESA, it could be NASA, it could be SpaceX. Okay. So this is that particular thing that you do in Excel. So let me go to Postgres. So what will I do? Select mission name. Let's simply write down funding underscore agency from this where. Okay. So I have to get where funding agency in. So what will I do? What is the first? It is NASA. Then it is space. Am I using the right spelling? SpaceX. And then it is ESA. Okay. So this should be the query. You got the result. Now if you see, I have got only those things which are NASA, ESA, or SpaceX. Is there any other way to write down this? If I don't want to use, for example, in, can I do it with, can I write down this code without using in?
Yes.
How?
Where funding agencies NASA or SpaceX or ESA, multiple or conditions.
So you can do multiple or conditions. You can say where funding agency is equal to NASA or, correct? Will you write the variable name?
Not needed actually.
Yes, required.
Remember, what did I tell you? Or means this is condition 1 and this is condition 2. If you don't mention the variable name, what does this mean? it means the condition, left condition says funding agency equal to NASA. Right says ESA. What ESA?
Yes, sir. Got it. Got it.
Right? So you need to use the variable name here. Or funding underscore agency equal to what is the third name? ESA or SpaceX. SpaceX. So you got it, right? Is this clear? We can either write this way or we can write down using in.
Yeah.
Now, someone was asking again, if I remove, someone says, suppose if I just do this, what is the problem with this one? Can someone tell me? Will this query run or not? If not, what is the reason? If yes, what is the reason?
It won't run, I think.
No, it will give error because funding agency we have already mentioned as NASA, and the later part after or there it will be expecting something. So I think it will give error there.
What is the meaning of or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it will not find where it is oring it.
Yes, or means C1, or means C1 or C2. Okay, it says that either condition 1 should satisfy or condition 2 should satisfy. Correct? Now, if you're using an or here, what does this mean? This means this is your condition 1. Okay, is this a valid condition? Funding agency equal to NASA.
Yeah.
This part, is this a valid condition?
No.
You're just saying ESA or SpaceX. What does it mean? Are you asking for a variable to be ESA or SpaceX or what? Okay. Any doubt, anyone in this? Please ask me. Please make sure to be very clear. Why shall we use the variable name in the right part, left part, or not? With the reason, you should know it. Everyone, is it clear? Okay. The question 2 part, leave that right now because that comes under subquery. I haven't taught that yet. So that will go in the other direction. I don't want to. Just right now, you guys understand in operator. Correct? So that's good. You can skip the second question for now. I mean, if time permits, we'll come back to this. But because this involves a subquery, I don't want to go there right now. Okay. Now comes the important few very important ones. So this one is in, between, not, or. These operators we have worked upon. Now comes the next operator, that is like. Okay. So these are some like basically like is used for pattern matching. Okay. Now let me explain you like with very detail. So remember, like is used for pattern matching. Okay. Now there can be multiple types of pattern. We will be discussing them because it's very important. First of all, let us understand 3 types of pattern which we are going to say. Suppose we are having a word. For example, let's say encyclopedia. Let's say this is a word. Or suppose you have a string, you have a big statement. For example, let's say India is a country. For example, let's say this is your statement. There are 2 things. If you want that your variable or whatever text that you are using, it starts with a certain text, right? So you use something like this, where just let me first remove this. Okay. So suppose what will you do? You will use the concept where the variable name, for example, let us say variable name like. You will use like here. Like is, there are three operations. Okay. A pattern could be present at the start of the variable. So you will use percentage. Suppose you want to check that tell me those values which start from A. You will say pattern A star. It will give you those those rows where that column starts with A. For example, Apollo, Apple. Okay. Eggs. Out of this will match with whom? Tell me. This condition will match with this one. Out of these three, with which will it match?
First two.
First and second both.
Yeah. So see, you are putting a variable name here, that okay, for example, let's say for example mission name. Okay, where mission name. So let me go to the Excel first. Let me show you. This is the Excel, right? Come here. Now, where is the mission name? This is the mission name. Okay. Suppose you want those mission names which start with A. So what will be your query? Your query will be where mission name, okay, like, you will give quotes. Percentage means the remainder part. A means it will start with A. Okay, so it will give all the values from this particular column which start with A. For example, Apollo. For example, this one. Okay, there's no other thing which starts with A. So if you want those values which start with a particular character, suppose you want something to start with AP. So what will you, how will you write it? You want those values from mission name, those mission names which start with AP. So how will you write this condition?
AP and percentage.
Write down AP and percentage. Okay, clear? So whenever you use a value in front of this percentage, it means it will start from these. It can finish at anything, I don't care, but it only means that it will start with A or AP, whatever part you are adding at the start. Okay. Just like start, we also have for end as well. Okay, if we want that, okay, I want those mission name which end with Z. So how will I do? I'll say mission name like, I'll give quotes. So now I will write down the percentage first, and then I will write, for example, I want those which start with AP. So I'll write down this. Okay. So percentage AP means those values which are finishing at AP. AP percentage means those values which are starting with AP. Anyone, any doubt? If you remember, the SQL test right now which is going on, there is a question on this. I think the first question is on this only, this concept only. Okay, now suppose you say no, I don't want on, start or end. It could be anywhere in the sentence, it could be anywhere in the column, it could be anywhere, for example, anywhere. So how will I write? I will say like percentage AP percentage. Okay, if you write like this, it will check anywhere in the middle. It will check anywhere. If AP appears anywhere, it will give you the answer. Guys, are you getting it? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, yes, getting it.
So we have studied three patterns. Pattern which start with a certain keyword, we will say that keyword followed by percentage. A pattern which ends at a particular key, I will say percentage ends at K. And a pattern which it can appear anywhere in the column, I will say percentage K percentage. All good, everyone? With this knowledge, let's solve the question number 1 and 2. Can you solve these two questions? Question number 1 and 2 now, please solve it. Once you do, please write down your query in the chat box. Those who are not understanding, please don't shy away from asking. I'm telling you, please don't shy away from asking. Okay, you have paid for the course, so it's your right to ask questions while the class is going on. Please, I cannot know what's going on in your mind, so you need to speak up. If you feel shy speaking in front of everyone, please write down in chat box. Okay. But make sure you understand this concept in the live class only. Don't wait for recording. Okay. So write down the both questions. So first question, I think everyone has put correct. Second one also, I think everyone has put correct. Okay. So let me just write down the query for both of them. So for the first question, we will write down select mission underscore name from space underscore missions. Okay. Where now what I need to do, I need to tell those where mission name. So what is my variable name? Mission name. I'll write down mission underscore name like. Okay, like, and I have to tell which start with Apollo. Okay, so I will say like this Apollo percentage. Okay, now when I run this, I got this mission. Any doubt, anyone?
They start with Apollo, right?
Yes, so this will start with Apollo. After that, anything can come.
Yeah.
So see, this is Apollo, right? So it is starting with Apollo. It does not mean A. It means whole Apollo should come. Remember this.
Yeah, that I got. Okay, got it.
Now let's do the second question. Second question says that find mission with remarks containing failure or success. Now, if you see remarks is here. Now, remark contains lot of words. So now failure word could be in middle, it could be at the start, it could be towards the end. So they have asked it should, if any such text that contains failure or success, I want those remarks. So what will I do? Where remarks, what is the variable name? Remarks only. Okay, sorry, where remarks like. Okay, now what does the question say? It could be failure or it could be success. Okay, So there are two conditions. Now, because we are using or, there are two conditions. So if you see where condition 1 or condition 2. Agreed? What is my condition 1? My condition 1 is remarks like. Now, failure could be present anywhere. So what will I do? I will use in the middle. I will say, let's call it FAILURE. Okay. Or again, remark could be failure or it could be success. So I'll just copy it here. Success. All clear, everyone? This should be the query.
There is a basic question here. So here, this one is like pretty clear that the OR operator we are using and this particular pattern. So, but we earlier studied this in thing, right? So, can we use in and in?
Tell me why you cannot use in. What does in do? Good question. A lot of you would be thinking, why can't we use in? Because even when solving the question today of the test, a lot of people used in. The difference between in and like is that in means exact match. Okay. So like those remarks, when you write down a query that where remark in success or failure, what does that mean? It will give you those remarks which only contain success or failure. So let me just increase it.
Yeah, it will give only the exact match. Okay.
So the main thing with in is that, suppose, so this is success. Okay. This is failure. This is success, failure. Suppose this is a string. Okay. This is I am success. Okay. I am failure. When you use in will only pick this and this.
Yeah, right.
It will not pick something from a sentence. That is the catch. A lot of people in the test, they used where variable name in. So do you understand why in is incorrect now?
Yes, it is clear.
So let me just show you the, if I go to the test right now, if I just open, those who have solved, it's fine, but can you guys try to code this now? Zomato and Swiggy are so basically write a SQL query to identify feedbacks containing both positive and negative keywords. So basically query feedback that contains both positive and negatives. So it should contain either this or this. So it should contain both positive and negative keywords. And this is the column name. Can you try writing down the code for this? So you have to write down the query which contains both positive and negative. So what is positive? It should contain at least one positive and it should contain negative as well. Okay. So how will you write it? Let me show you. Okay. You will say select order underscore ID. Okay. Which is here. Order ID. Okay. And then what else you want? You want feedback. Okay. You want feedback from
food delivery.
What is the table name?
Food delivery.
Food underscore delivery. Okay. Now where? If you see, it is asking me, it should contain both positive. So condition 1 and C2. It should satisfy a positive as well, and it should contain a negative as well. Correct?
Yeah.
So first of all, let us write down the positive one. So what is the positive one? I will say where. So feedback like. Do you understand now why I'm using like, not in?
Yeah, understood.
Where feedback like what? Feedback should be percentage. Percentage. Now what is the what if I see they have mentioned us excellent or amazing? So I will use excellent, okay, or feedback like amazing. Feedback like amazing. This is my first condition. Okay. Then I will have an and then I will have condition 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So in condition 2, what will I do? I will paste. So I need to have from slow and horrible. Okay. So I'll say it should be either slow, and remember it should be both percentage because I want it to be present anywhere. Percentage, and after slow it has to be horrible. Okay. That's it. Okay.
So it is giving approximate match, no?
Approximate match. How is it?
Like means wherever that excellent and amazing is mentioning, and slow
Yeah.
and
In
horrible
whichever
is-
feedback it finds excellent or amazing, and it finds slow or horrible both. Okay. So see, this is an and condition. So one positive, one negative should be there. In positive, it could be either excellent or amazing. In negative, it could be either slow or horrible. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Now, if I submit, I got the correct answer. Now, see the feedback. This feedback says delayed, horrible, delay, excellent, average. So, if you see horrible, it contains one negative one and it contains one positive one as well. It does not need to contain both positive. It should contain one of them. And second, amazing. It means it is containing one positive, and horrible mean one negative. Okay. This was the question. I mean, similarly, there was one more question. So it was purely an application of like. All clear, everyone? Any doubt? Any doubt, anyone? What do you say? Mean DEL and ED question means? Yeah, that is also like this only, right? So we will do that later. But you can try that now. I mean, okay. So this concept is clear to everyone. When you use both percentage, it tries to do a match that wherever it finds in that particular string, it will match with it. When you just use 1%, if you're using at the start, it will check at the start. If you're using at the end, it will check at the end. That's how it goes. Okay. This was one type of pattern. Now there are more type of patterns using like, which we can identify. Okay. So this is a table. Do mention, like, go through this PPT after the class is over. There are a lot of pattern matching that you guys can do. I am explaining a few ones. So for example, we did this one, we did this one, we did. Okay. This one we did. Okay. These three we just discussed. Now there are a lot of pattern matching. I'm just explaining how, like, how do they work. For example, there is an escape one as well, and this is called I think unimatch, something like that. So what happens, suppose you want those. So basically we discussed that, okay, let's say if apple is coming, sorry, if this is coming, I'm able to match. Okay. But what if I want a pattern like this, A//E? So a word which starts with A, finishes with E, in between anything can come.
Okay.
Okay, do you get my point? How this is
Yes.
different, right? So there we use these particular concepts. So I forgot what it is exactly called. I will need to check. But what you do, for example, see, one dash means
One word. Sorry,
when
one character.
one character. Yes. So one dash means one character. Suppose you want to match AERO. Okay. Suppose you want to create a pattern for AERO or APPO. What do they have? They have a word starting with A, then they have two characters, and then they have O in the end. Okay. So if you see the pattern match that they're having, this is the pattern match that A is starting. These are two underscores and then O. So the condition says where mission name like A __ O. Okay. See, it will not match with this one because see what is happening here. If you see this one, there is only one character between A and O, P. But what do we want? We want two characters. So this is like A __ O. This means that. So matches string starting with A, okay, followed by exactly two characters and ending with O. Okay. This is one pattern. You can test it out. Like the questions will do that. Similarly, there is another pattern. For example, I want a match string which start with A and have exactly 4 characters. Now, see what we were doing. We were doing A percentage. Okay. Here we are not specifying any line. We are saying anything that starts with A, return that. Okay. But I want anything that starts with A, but it should have only a length of 6 characters. So what will I do? I will use this A. I'll pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is that pattern. Matches strings starting with A and having exactly 4 characters in total. Okay. See, like this, Arun, Mo. Suppose you have to create patterns like this. So these are totally 4 characters. 4 characters. All of them are starting with A. After A, you will give 1, 2, 3. Okay. And it will, when you don't see blank space here, because when you will write down in the code, they will basically join. It will look like this. And it will not match with Apollo. Why? Because you are only checking 4 character length. This is 5 or 6. This is 2. So it will not match with this one. Okay. This kind of pattern matching you would have seen in regex in Python as well. But you can do using SQL as well. It is very, when you will do string operations, these are very handy. Any doubt, anyone? Now, without looking at this, can you tell me what this could mean? Don't look at the right. Don't look at the right. Just based on whatever we know, can you try to predict what this could mean?
Ending with A and having only 2 character length. Starting might be any one character.
Yes. So, and it could be present anywhere because we are using two
anywhere. Contains like these two, where like the ending only should be, sorry, the starting would.
It says find me those words which contain 2 characters, of which one ends with A and second could be anything.
Anything, yeah.
Right? And it could be present anywhere. So matches strings containing an A preceded by exactly 1 character. Okay. So you see space. You see A and P are there. Okay. So this will have a match. NASA, A and N are there. So it will have a match. Apollo, it will not have any match because there is nothing preceding A. There is no A here. So these things will not match. Clear, everyone? These this particular, this is called wildcard. Yes, I remember. This is called wildcard underscore. So one underscore means one match, one character matching. Okay. You can create your own patterns. These are just like some standard patterns, but you can create your own patterns. Depending upon the question you can create the patterns. Okay.
Actually, the following ones, like I had a doubt earlier when there was shell script. So this backslash, I couldn't able to understand at that time when we give that.
This one,
Yeah.
I will come to
backslash.
that. I'll come to that. First of all, make sure you guys understand these 6. Anyone having any doubt in these 6 patterns?
Yeah, the last one is not clear.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. What is not clear? Tell me. Okay. Let's come here. This thing, tell me this. Percentage, 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 percentage. Can you tell me what does this mean?
Any string which have a between.
Any string which have a, correct?
Yeah.
It could be present anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Now, what if I do percentage a, this wildcard, and percentage? What does this mean now? Tell me, what does this mean? A and wildcard, what does this mean?
A followed by any character.
A followed by any character. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does this mean?
There should be one character after A.
It means those strings which contains a followed by a character, and it could be anywhere. Now let's go. Now let's try to read the example.
It could be space also.
No, it cannot be space. It has to be a
character.
Now read this. Now read these examples. Try to understand. Space. Space contains. So what does this mean? A followed, A preceded by anything. So it could be anything. A should come, and before A, anything could come. B, A, C, A, D, A, anything could come, right? So if you see space, there is AP. If you see NASA, there is NA. There is A, and before A, one more character is there. Doubts?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. See, why not these one? Apollo. Apollo has A, but A is not preceded by anything else, right? A is starting. That's why Apollo is not the answer. Getting my point?
Yes.
Anyone, any doubt now in these 6 patterns? See, patterns you can create on your own. You basically need to understand that what does a percentage mean and what does a wildcard mean. That's it. Patterns you can create, because in interview or in a question you might not see any pattern like this. You can get some other pattern, but you should know what does a percentage mean, what does a wildcard mean. Okay. All good? Okay. Now we will use this. This is a wildcard. Basically, for example, now what did we do just now? We said that, okay, what if my statement contains, we said that, okay, search something like this. We say that do one thing, A, this percentage. Okay. What if I have an email ID, for example, let's say data underscore sense at gmail.com. Okay. Now tell me, this underscore is appearing, right? But this statement only used to check if there is a character after A. It does not match with this underscore. Okay. So how you can match with this underscore or some other type of patterns which are there? There you use escape character. So whenever you use this slash, it means match it with the literal meaning. So what does this mean? So for example, let's say you have S A. This is the escape character. Okay. This pattern means S, this actual underscore, not a character. It means actual underscore. So whenever you want to get rid, you say that no, I want an actual underscore, an actual value. Then you use this escape character. As in slash याद नहीं रहते, as in
Backward, forward, which one to use at what time?
this is the forward one. I mean this one. Like call it backward, forward, even I don't know, but this one. Okay. This is very rarely used.
I think this is backward, no?
This is
I mean,
backward.
I'm
This
not
is-
sure.
It is
It's
falling
confusing.
backward. It is falling backward. Just understand that this is backward. This is backward. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
This is forward. So how it is falling? It is falling like this. So if something is going like this, it is forward, and this is backward. Okay. So you have to use a backward. So for example, let's say I use a pattern like this: A, B, C. Then I say question mark. What does this pattern mean? If I use something like this, what does this mean?
Match something with ABC followed with a question mark.
Yes. So it means match something which has ABC followed by a question, actual question mark. Okay.
Actual question mark, yeah.
So whenever you have to replace, so the only use is that, for example, by default, when we don't mention anything, it means that you can put anything here. But I actually want an underscore only. There you use a backward slash. Is it clear, everyone? These are the pattern, like you can you can explore, like these are just the combinations of all these pattern matching. So there are three types of pattern matching. First is this percentage. Okay. Second was this wildcard, and third is this one, backward slash. Okay. This is called escape character. This is called this particular slash. This is called wildcard, and this is like, I don't know what this is called, but remember, these are the three patterns you need to know. What do they mean? Okay. And based on this combination, you can apply to many places. We will do a lot of assignments on that. So this concept will get clear. Don't worry about that. I'll give you. But for now, just understand what do they mean. Okay. Yes. This underscore is called wildcard. It's percentage. I don't know. Percentage is what it is called. This slash is called, as I mentioned, escape. But it's fine. I mean, names you don't need to, just know what the patterns are. Okay. All good, everyone? Or it was way above your head? Guys, yes, no, are you guys alive or not?
Yes, alive. All good.
All good. Okay. So now the last property. Okay. Then you guys will have okay. Is null, is not null. Okay. It's pretty simple. We will study nulls in detail in future, like when we study joints. But by default, what does null mean? Okay, don't worry. I'll explain null in detail because I have to teach a lot of things in null. So let's skip this one right now. Skip this one. We will study is null not null in detail when we do joins. Okay. Because there's a lot of concepts in null which I need to tell. So you'll get confused right now. Right now, just know, for example, if it asks it is null, you can simply write down where a equal to null. Simply you can write it down like that. But I will explain you null maybe in after 2 to 3 classes. We will study nulls in detail. Okay. So these are the major properties. I will say now there are some practice questions, but before I go to practice questions, let's study one more concept. Then you can do all these assignments. Okay. Because we have limited time left as well, and you already did a lot of tests today, so I don't want to test you again and again. So let's study a little bit about aggregation. Okay, do you guys want a 10-minute break? Then we can study 30 minutes more.
No, 30 minutes. No.
No.
Okay, so so you want me to drop the class? Do you guys have energy to continue for 30 more minutes or not? If not, we'll study that later in next class. It's fine.
It is good that if we can continue in next class. I mean, I don't know of others. So,
Yeah.
yes.
If we get a break, then we can continue.
I can give break 10 minutes, but tell me if you guys can continue after that for 30 minutes or not. See, I don't want to force. We'll cover that. It's not like आज नहीं तो कल cover करना ही उसको. So you guys tell me. I'll go with the majority, whatever everyone says. So let me know. You want to close the session now, or you want to continue after a 10-minute break? I need 30 minutes more. So that's why I'm telling. Be honest with you. If you think you cannot continue, just let me know. It's not like we can continue in next class as well. It's fine. But be honest and please comment in the chat box if you want to continue or not. Have fuel for 15 minutes max. Please, next class. Close tomorrow office. Next class. Okay. Okay, let's close this now. I mean, I don't want to torture you guys. It's fine. Basically, we have to do summary. We will do, because once we would have done that, I would have given you this assignment which I had. So I had 20 questions, but don't worry. Let's do one thing. You guys submit me this assignment. Okay, you have 5 questions in the assignment. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you submit me these 5 questions by this week. Okay, so I hope you understood the session, whatever happened today. So I am closing the session. Those who want to drop off can drop off. So this is the homework for this week. These 5 questions. If we would have done extra 30 minutes, I would have given you 20 more questions. So you guys are saved now. So yeah, the complete. Yes, so we will connect for a doubt session on Thursday. Okay. Timing I will let you know because it depends upon my office timing, but we will connect on Thursday for sure, either in morning or evening. I will let you know, but assignment discussion we will do on Thursday. So make sure there are 5 questions in the assignment. Please complete them. Okay.
Yeah, sir, about that the quiz that I was not able to, I was getting error, right? I was not able to see the tables.
Yeah, that I'll fix. Don't worry. That, so I mean, वो test अभी close होगा, फिर मुझे code change करना पड़ेगा.
So when should I attempt it? Because you
Don't
said it will be
attempt it now.
28.
The time is about to be over. It's valid till 12 p.m. midnight. So whatever you can do, otherwise skip it. Don't worry. It will be available to attempt from Tuesday onwards. You will not get any ranking, but you will still be able to give it as a test.
Okay. So but if I try to do it like tomorrow, it will still be open. That then I'll be able
Tomorrow it
to.
will be closed. I have to go. I have to change the code. I have to make it available. So it will take me 24 hours. So you will
Okay.
get that test by Tuesday. You can attempt it again by.
Okay.
Yeah, the complete PPT question, the 5 questions are there in PPT, and between, like, whatever questions are there in PPT, Please solve all of them. We will discuss them on Thursday. And the live test also I will share. Let me see if I can share. Does it allow to download? But we'll do more live tests like this. I think this one was. Let me see if this is no. I'll check that how to get the questions. Don't worry. I'll check that and give to you, because I'm also using for the first time this duplicate. I don't know. Okay, I'll check that and give to you. No problem. Okay, anyone, any doubt, please stay on the call. Otherwise, you can drop off. Thanks for attending the session. And guys, please revise the sessions, whatever we have done so far. Okay. And if you have any feedback, do let me know. If you're not able to understand, if I'm running too fast or slow, do let me know that as well, please.
How to get the data for these assignments questions?
So data, if you see, I already given the link, right? If you go to this logical operate, this SQL class 4 data.pdf, this is the data. You just need to run in your SQL.
Okay. Fetching that and then answering those questions.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Bye. What about others?
Sir, I honestly, I just joined from yesterday now. So I'm finding a speed.
You were there, yes. Weren't you there last week?
No, yesterday's was my first, no?
Okay.
Saturday, Sunday.
I think I saw you in some previous session as well. Maybe
But
some.
it was an AI.
Okay.
So the speed a little bit if.
The guys say, so let's, those who want to stay, please stay. Speed, don't worry about speed. Okay. I'm telling you. Point is that
I'm not able to similar type or the quiz today. It was a bit overwhelming for me also because time.
Don't worry about that. See, first of all, let me tell you one thing. You guys, this why you think I'm teaching so slow? I could have covered the whole. We have done 12 hours of classes, right? I would have completed SQL by now. Why I'm going so slow? The reason is this only so that you guys understand. Okay. First of all, that quizzes I will do in time limit only. Otherwise, what happens that you guys will need to know where do you stand, because it's not only about solving the question, it's about solving in the right time limit. Okay, so speed you will catch up, don't worry about that. Now how will you catch up speed? That is the question. So come prepared in the class. Let's say I taught something to you for today. If you are not doing anything for next 3-4 days, you are just you just revive. Okay, yes, I remember he taught me something. If you just come up in the next class, do you think your speed will increase? It will not increase.
No.
Your real work starts after I teach you. Okay, now your real work starts. You go back, you take the question, you practice, use ChatGPT, get more questions, practice them. Right now, because I haven't taught extra, that's why I'm not sharing the website. Otherwise, we will have all the question on our website only. You can practice there. But just maybe in a week, I will cover them. Okay, so your job main starts from here. Meet a simple sa hota hai. Let's say there is a simple state, like some line I heard somewhere that don't practice till you get it right, practice till you can't get it wrong. Okay, so you have to practice it, then only time will increase. Don't worry about speed right now. For example, let's say you got last rank in today's quiz, for example. Who cares here? No one cares, to be honest. Even if someone got a rank 1, how is it going to be helpful? Getting a rank 1 in this class will not land your job, first of all. Okay.
No, sir. It's even our in this class, the aim is to get a good ranking, because ultimately it will help, right? It will help a lot in gaining confidence.
I'm saying that. See, competition is required. Competition is necessary. I'm not saying that. But suppose if you're not getting, now for example, you are not able to pace up speed. Why? Because you read something, but you didn't practice it much. Simple.
Yeah, correct.
If you would have practiced it much, you would have been able to answer it very quickly. Okay, it's simple. If you do it one time only, don't expect that okay something will come and you will be able to answer very good. Not 3 to 4 times. Jab tak aap karoge nahi, you will not be able to remember. Okay, so that is the thing. Don't worry about that. You can whatever I taught you, go assignments I gave, practice them once, twice, practice. before Thursday doubt session, you should come prepared, right? And this process we are just doing for 2 months only, like December and whatever part we do in January for the course. That's it. After that, you will see yourself the change, to be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
So just these 2 months, be on your toes. Like whatever I taught you, don't do anything right now. Tomorrow, revise it, practice it, revise it, practice it. Okay, before the next class. Then you will. This I'm saying to everyone, not only to you, saying to everyone. I understand. Ideally, I should have given 30 seconds. It should have been fine. If it was 30 seconds, you could have scored better. It's fine. Don't worry about that. But just make sure you guys are able to understand, because as I mentioned, in future you will get questions to solve in 5 minutes. You will have to think very quickly. What happens when there is interview going on? 5 to 6 people are there on the panel. Even the things that you know, you will not be able to answer. That's why I'm making you practice in time pressure. Otherwise, matlab everyone, those 25 questions, everyone would have solved. The only difference was of time. Okay, so try to compete, improve your rank. Don't, if you are not able to, don't take it personally. As simple as that. Okay. Yeah, please, you can ask any doubt.
From the PPT, the third question for enrollment was there. I'm facing issue in that.
But what is the issue that you are facing?
It is giving me that multiple primary keys defined.
Yeah, you would have defined multiple primary keys. What is your code? This is a primary key. So you have created two primary keys. One enrollment ID is a primary key. Then you have also created a composite key. So it will give an error.
It was given in the question that we have to create composite key.
So you don't have to give the initial one primary key. You have to create a composite key. But did they ask you to create anything?
Okay. So we can keep enrollment ID as like in the question.
Don't make it a primary key. That's what I'm saying. So you can composite key. This composite key that you are creating, is it a primary key or it is a foreign key?
These two are foreign keys.
So if you're mentioning it as primary key, that is the problem. See, you are mentioning it as a primary key.
So what should I do there?
I told in the class today only how to create with the child table. Check the recording of today's class. I have taught how to create. I've taught to create composite key in two ways. First, parent table, child. Second, child table. This enrollment is a child table. How you are creating is a parent table, but you need to create in form of a child table. So this way of writing is incorrect. You will. So let me just tell you. You'll have to write down something like constraint. For example, whatever your variable name is, pi. Then you will need to mention foreign key. Okay, and then you will need to, for example, write down whatever your student ID, course ID. Then it references whatever the table name and the column name. Something like that you will have to write down. I told this in today's class. Just check the recording. You will see that. Right now you're creating two primary keys. One primary key is this one, and second primary key is this composite key. That's why it is giving error. Anyone? Any other doubt? I mean, you're free to ask any. I mean, apart from SQL as well, in general also, if you have, anyone has any doubt, you can ask.
Can I ask one personal question?
Yeah, please, you can ask.
So basically, I wanted to ask, like you as in you're based out of US?
I'm an Indian, yes, but I'm based in US, yes.
Okay, and you are working also like somewhere.
Yes, I'm working as well.
So, as in, how do you manage work and these
Uh,
things?
I mean, I'm able to. Thing is that if you start some initiative, right?
Hmm.
I mean, you have to be on your toes. To be honest, it's just that I like to teach people. I like to help people. Uh, Plus, I have a vision as well. It's not like I won't say that I'm not, of course, doing everything for free, right? I also want to build something around it. But so I have a vision. I will say that's why I like to work on it. So that's it. I mean, that's my motivation because, to be honest, nothing else. So
So, do
how
you have a team or it's only you like who's
I
working?
have a team. We have like you teaching part only I do, but there is a team as well. We have two more people, but they handle different parts. For example, there's a person who handles the website. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and there's another person, Shagun, on the group. He's also there. He manages the job placement part. So we are working on some job placement thing where we are talking to few companies if we can place candidates who enroll in our courses directly there, but it is taking time because the like there's a lot of competition. So
Mm-hmm.
we are working on that part. I am working on teaching part, plus we have lot of as I mentioned, courses are not the primary like things of data science. Course I do because I like to teach, but the website that I'm launching, that is my main thing. There'll be more features to that which I'll be adding. So yeah, but rest I'm able to. I mean, it's like I go to office. Like my office is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, after 5 p.m. I come back and I take some rest and I then start preparing assignment, recording videos, whatever it is. So I mean, my schedule is like this. I'm used to it now, I will say. So
But still, like it's quite hectic, I would say.
it is hectic at times. I mean, because, for example, I'll be very honest. Like, I wake up suppose there are lot of doubts. Sometimes even I get I will
And you're
say,
mostly active, like whenever somebody asks anything, you're mostly active. So I
yeah.
wonder,
So
like,
I don't recommend
you
that.
even
My sleep cycle is not good. I don't recommend that to anyone. But I'm trying to figure it out. But yeah, so I mean, it happens because I keep getting a lot of DMs, right? Sometimes I have to answer, sometimes I don't have to, like I am not able to answer. But yeah, like as team grows, I'll find a solution to it as well.
okay. But
Yeah,
thank you. Like it's really great initiative, I must say.
no problem. Thank you. Anyone, any other doubt? Okay, so we'll also conduct a career counseling session. You guys filled the form. It's just that a lot of people filled, and there were a lot of personal stories which I felt needed justice. So I didn't want to do a single 1 hour meeting in which I explain everything. So I'll be reaching out. I'll be either conducting the sessions in batches. I'll see that how to conduct that. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any other doubt, please just make sure, if you have any doubt, please put it on group first, because I generally see the messages on group only, because on DM there are a lot of text. I'm not able to catch up all of them. Right, on groups I will always reply very quickly. So if you have any doubt, just put on group first instead of texting me. All right, if I don't reply, then you can ping me again and again. So that's fine. Okay, so please revise the lecture, right, and complete the assignment. We will connect on Thursday for assignment discussion, and we'll carry on from there. Okay, and as I mentioned, the SQL course will go beyond 30 hours. I'm not because आई मीन मेरा सिंपल फंडा है कि पढ़ा रहे तो ढंग से ही पढ़ाओ, राइट? तो आई विल गो स्लो, विल ट्राई टू कवर अप एवरीथिंग. It's up to you how much you guys practice. I only take care of 30% part. So just by me teaching, don't think you will become SQL master. If you really have to become SQL master, try to think you have to beat me. As simple as that, right? So practice all the questions and do all the assignments. So once you do those kind of things, you'll automatically learn that. So DSA is also with the time limit, of course. Like there's nothing. DSA is what competitive coding, right? So you will get, generally in DSA you get more time. You get like 10-15 minutes, but try to solve DSA questions in 10 to 12 minutes. Yeah, SQL question try to solve in 5 to 6 minutes. Yeah. Anyone? Any other doubt? There are like 9 people on the call. So shall I close the session? Okay. So guys, thanks. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend, whatever is remaining. And I'll see you on Thursday. And thanks again.